Coffee is not the enemy. For many people, it is the first warm comfort of the day. The dark aroma rises from the cup, the mind begins to open, and the body feels as if someone has gently turned the lights back on. Across the world, coffee is loved not only for its taste, but for its power. It can sharpen focus, lift mood, support metabolism, and bring a sense of clarity when the day feels heavy. In many studies, coffee has been linked with better energy, better alertness, and even long-term wellness when used wisely. But here's the part most people never hear. The same drink that can support your body can also disturb it. Not because coffee is bad, but because the way people drink it is often wrong. Some drink it the second their eyes open, before the body has even finished its natural waking rhythm. Some pour it into an empty stomach and wonder why their chest burns, their hands shake, or their anxiety rises. Some turn a cup of rich, antioxidant coffee into liquid dessert with sugar, syrups, and artificial creamers. Others drink it late in the afternoon, then lie in bed wondering why sleep feels shallow and broken. Some push past 3, 4, even 5 cups a day, believing they are gaining energy, when in reality, they may be borrowing it from tomorrow. And then there is the part hidden from sight. Cheap beans, poor storage, dirty coffee machines, old oils, mold, and residue building up in places most people never clean. A cup of coffee may look harmless, but inside that daily habit, there may be 7 small mistakes quietly draining your energy, disturbing your hormones, irritating your stomach, and weakening the quality of your sleep. The danger is not dramatic at first. It may begin as a little afternoon crash, a little bloating, a little restlessness, a little brain fog, a night where you sleep but do not feel restored, a morning where you need coffee not because you enjoy it, but because you cannot function without it. That is when coffee stops being a ritual. It becomes a dependency. There is an old saying in mindful living: the medicine is not only in the plant, but in the timing, the amount, and the way it is received. Coffee follows the same wisdom. Drink it correctly, and it can become a clean source of energy, focus, and warmth. Drink it carelessly, and it can quietly work against the very health you are trying to protect. So before you take your next sip, look closely at these 7 mistakes. Because the problem may not be coffee. The problem may be the way you have been drinking it. The first mistake begins before the day has even started. Your alarm rings. Your eyes open. Your body is still heavy. Before sunlight touches your face, before water touches your lips, before your mind has fully arrived, your hand reaches for coffee. For many people, this feels normal. Wake up, drink coffee, survive the morning. But your body has its own natural morning system, and when you drink coffee too early, you may be interrupting it. When you wake up, your body releases cortisol. Many people hear the word cortisol and immediately think it is bad, but that is not true. Cortisol is not only a stress hormone. In the morning, it helps you become alert. It raises blood pressure slightly, increases blood sugar gently, and signals to your brain it is time to begin. This natural rise is called the cortisol awakening response. It is one of the reasons your body can wake up without caffeine. But when you drink coffee immediately after waking, caffeine enters while cortisol is already high. Instead of giving you clean energy, it can push the system too hard. The result may feel familiar. Your heart beats faster than usual. Your thoughts become rushed. Your stomach feels tight. You feel awake but not calm, energized but not steady. And a few hours later, the crash arrives. This is where many people misunderstand coffee. They think the crash means they need more caffeine. But often, the crash happens because the first cup came too early, before the body was ready to use it properly. There is another quiet player here: adenosine. Adenosine is a chemical that builds up in the brain and makes you feel sleepy. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors. In simple words, caffeine does not create energy from nothing. It blocks the signal of tiredness. When you drink coffee the moment you wake up, your adenosine levels may still be clearing from sleep. There may not be enough tiredness signal for caffeine to block yet. So the coffee feels strong at first, but less useful later. Then, when caffeine begins to wear off, adenosine comes back stronger. That is the heavy afternoon feeling, the fog, the low mood, the need for another cup just to feel normal. A wiser approach is simple: wait. For most people, the best time for the first coffee is about 60 to 90 minutes after waking. Use that first hour differently. Drink water. Step into morning light. Stretch your body. Breathe deeply. Let your nervous system rise naturally before adding caffeine. This does not make coffee weaker. It makes coffee cleaner. Instead of forcing the body awake, you are allowing the body to wake first, then using coffee to support focus and momentum. There is a big difference between drinking coffee because you are desperate and drinking coffee because your body is ready. Tomorrow morning, before you rush to the cup, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I using coffee as a tool or am I using it as a crutch? Because the first sip of the day should not shock your system. It should meet your body at the right time. Now imagine this. You waited a little longer before your first cup. You did not drink coffee the second you opened your eyes. That is already better. But then you make the next mistake. You drink it with nothing in your stomach. No food, no water, no gentle beginning, just hot, dark coffee pouring straight into an empty digestive system. At first, it may feel powerful. Your mind wakes up quickly. Your body feels lighter. You may even think, this helps me stay focused and control hunger. But inside, your stomach may be receiving a very different message. Coffee can stimulate gastric acid. That means it can encourage the stomach to produce more acid for digestion. This is not always a problem when food is present. Your body has something to work on. The acid has a purpose. But when the stomach is empty, that extra acid can become irritating. For some people, it shows up as burning in the chest. For others, it becomes nausea, bloating, sour burps, stomach tightness, or a strange, anxious feeling that seems to come out of nowhere. This is why coffee on an empty stomach can feel different from coffee after food. The caffeine is the same, but the body receiving it is not. When there is no food in the system, caffeine may hit faster. Blood sugar can feel unstable. Cortisol may rise more sharply. The nervous system may become more reactive. You are not calmly energized. You are stimulated. There is a difference. Clean energy feels steady. Forced stimulation feels sharp, urgent, and fragile. People who already struggle with acid reflux, gastritis, anxiety, blood sugar swings, or sensitive digestion are often the first to feel this. But even if you do not notice pain now, the habit may still be pushing your body into a more stressful rhythm each morning. And here is the trap. Many people mistake irritation for energy. The tight stomach feels like alertness. The racing thoughts feel like productivity. The suppressed appetite feels like discipline. But the body is not being nourished. It is being pressured. A better morning does not require a large breakfast. You do not need to eat a heavy meal before coffee. You simply need to give your stomach something gentle first. A few bites can change the entire experience. Try a small bowl of oats, a banana with nut butter, a boiled egg, Greek yogurt, a slice of whole grain toast, a handful of nuts. Even something light with protein, fiber, or healthy fat can slow the caffeine hit and protect your stomach. And before coffee, drink water. After hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. Coffee may feel like hydration because it is liquid, but your cells are asking for water first. Think of it this way. Your stomach is like soil. If the soil is dry and you pour something strong onto it, the surface cracks. But if you moisten it first and nourish it gently, it can receive what comes next. Coffee should not be the first shock of the morning. It should be part of a rhythm. Water first, a little food, then coffee. This simple order can reduce the burn, soften the caffeine spike, and help you feel focused without feeling tense. Because health is often not about removing what you love, it is about changing the way you receive it. By now, the coffee is timed better, not too early, not poured into an empty stomach. But then comes the third mistake, and for many people, this is the one that quietly destroys the whole cup. Sugar, flavored syrup, artificial creamer, whipped topping, caramel drizzle. A drink that began as one of nature's most powerful sources of plant compounds slowly becomes a sweet, creamy habit that looks comforting but behaves more like dessert. Real coffee is rich in polyphenols. These are natural compounds found in plants that help protect the body from oxidative stress. They are one reason coffee has earned such a strong reputation in health research. But when you add too much refined sugar, the story changes. Sugar does not simply make coffee sweeter. It changes the way your body responds. The moment that sweet coffee enters your system, blood sugar can rise quickly. Your body releases insulin to manage it. Energy lifts for a short while, then drops. That drop can make you feel tired, hungry, moody, or distracted. So what happens next? You crave another sweet drink, another snack, another cup. Not because your body needs coffee, but because your blood sugar has been pulled into a cycle. This is how a morning ritual becomes a hidden energy trap, and artificial creamers can make things worse. Many creamers are not really cream. They are often made with processed oils, sweeteners, stabilizers, artificial flavors, and ingredients your grandmother would not recognize as food. Some low-quality creamers may contain unhealthy fats or additives that turn a simple cup into a processed product. The taste is smooth, but the body may pay for that smoothness later. Inflammation does not always feel loud. Sometimes it feels like puffiness in the face, heaviness after drinking, a slow afternoon crash, skin that looks dull, a mind that cannot stay clear. This does not mean coffee must be bitter forever. It means your additions should support the cup, not sabotage it. A small amount of raw honey can be better than spoonfuls of white sugar, especially when used lightly. Cinnamon can add natural sweetness without the same blood sugar spike. Unsweetened oat milk or almond milk can soften the taste without turning it into candy. Coconut milk can add richness. A small amount of coconut oil or grass-fed butter may work for some people who tolerate fats well, especially when blended properly. But the key word is small. A healthy coffee does not need to become a potion filled with 10 ingredients. The cleaner the cup, the cleaner the signal. If you want sweetness, use it with awareness. If you want creaminess, choose real ingredients. If you want flavor, try cinnamon, vanilla, cacao, or cardamom instead of syrup. Coffee should wake the mind, not confuse the metabolism. One of the easiest ways to know whether your coffee is helping or harming you is to ask this. After drinking it, do I feel steady or do I feel like I need more? A good cup gives clarity. A bad cup gives a spike, then takes something back. So tomorrow, look at what you are adding, because sometimes coffee is not the problem. The problem is what we pour into it. The fourth mistake often feels harmless. It happens after lunch. Your energy dips, your focus fades, the screen looks brighter than your brain feels. So you reach for another coffee, just one more. Maybe at 2 p.m., maybe at 3 p.m., maybe even later. It feels like a small decision, but that cup may still be active in your body when you are trying to sleep. Caffeine does not disappear quickly. For many people, its half-life is around 5 to 7 hours. That means if you drink coffee in the afternoon, a large part of that caffeine may still be circulating in the evening. You may fall asleep anyway. But falling asleep is not the same as sleeping deeply. This is where coffee becomes tricky. Many people say, coffee does not affect me. I can drink it and still sleep. But the real question is not only whether you can close your eyes. The real question is whether your brain can enter deep, restorative sleep. Late caffeine can reduce sleep quality, disturb sleep cycles, and make the night feel lighter. You may wake up more often. You may dream intensely, but still feel tired. You may spend enough hours in bed, yet wake up as if the body never fully repaired itself. Then morning arrives. You feel heavy, so you drink more coffee, and the loop begins again. Poor sleep creates more caffeine need. More caffeine creates poorer sleep. Slowly, your natural energy becomes buried under stimulation. This leads to the fifth mistake, drinking too much. 1 cup becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4. At some point, coffee is no longer supporting your energy. It is managing your exhaustion. More coffee does not always mean more focus. Sometimes it means more anxiety, faster heartbeat, shakier hands, dry mouth, digestive discomfort, irritability, and a nervous system that never fully relaxes. Some people can handle caffeine better than others. Genetics matter, liver metabolism matters, stress levels matter, sleep quality matters. A person who processes caffeine quickly may feel fine with 2 cups. Another person may feel anxious from half a cup. This is why copying someone else's coffee habit can be dangerous. Your friend may drink espresso at 4 p.m. and sleep well. Your body may treat that same espresso like a warning bell. There is no pride in forcing your system to tolerate what it clearly resists. A wise limit for many people is 1 to 3 cups per day, depending on strength, body size, sensitivity, and lifestyle. But the number is not the only thing that matters. Timing matters. Quality matters. Your reaction matters. A simple rule: protect your sleep first. For most people, it is better to stop coffee after early afternoon, around 2 p.m. or earlier. If you are sensitive to caffeine, your cutoff may need to be noon. Watch your body after each cup. Do you feel calm and focused, or tense and restless? Do you feel clear for hours, or do you crash and need another? Coffee should not steal from the night to pay for the afternoon. Real energy is built through sleep, sunlight, hydration, movement, and nourishment. Coffee can support that foundation, but it cannot replace it. When you drink late and drink too much, you are not creating energy. You are delaying fatigue, and delayed fatigue always returns. So let coffee have its place. Let the morning cup sharpen your mind. Let the early afternoon be the latest boundary. Then let the evening belong to rest. Because the healthiest coffee habit is not the one that keeps you awake the longest. It is the one that still allows you to sleep deeply when the day is done. Even if your timing is perfect, even if you avoid sugar, even if you stop before the afternoon becomes too late, there is still one problem most coffee lovers never think about: the coffee itself. Not all coffee is equal. Some beans are grown, harvested, stored, shipped, and roasted with care. Others pass through poor storage conditions, moisture, heat, and long delays before they ever reach your kitchen. And when coffee is stored badly, one hidden concern can appear: mold toxins. These are not always visible. You may not see anything strange in the beans. The smell may still seem normal. The coffee may still taste strong and dark, but low-quality beans, especially those stored in humid conditions, can carry unwanted compounds that may irritate the body over time. This does not mean every cup of cheap coffee is dangerous, but it does mean quality matters. If you drink coffee every single day, sometimes more than once a day, then the small details become important. A low-grade bean is not just a flavor problem. It can become a daily exposure problem. So choose your beans with more awareness. Look for coffee that is fresh roasted, properly sealed, and sourced from brands that care about testing and storage. Whole beans are often better than pre-ground coffee because they stay fresher longer. Pre-ground coffee has more surface area exposed to oxygen, moisture, and odor from the environment. Smell your coffee before brewing. Fresh coffee should smell rich and pleasant. If it smells stale, dusty, sour, or musty, do not ignore it. Store it in an airtight container away from heat, sunlight, and humidity. Not above the stove. Not in a damp cabinet. Not in an open bag with the top folded loosely. A clean cup begins before water ever touches the grounds. But there is another hidden place where trouble grows: your coffee machine. Many people clean the mug. Few people clean the machine. Inside the water tank, tubes, filters, drip tray, seals, and corners, moisture can sit for hours. Coffee oils can become sticky. Mineral deposits can build up. Old residue can collect where your eyes cannot see. And where there is warmth, moisture, and neglect, there can be mold and bacteria. That means you may be buying good beans, only to run them through a dirty system. This is one of the most overlooked mistakes in daily coffee habits. The machine becomes part of the drink. Whatever sits inside it can affect the taste, smell, and cleanliness of the cup. The solution is not complicated. Rinse removable parts daily. Empty the drip tray. Do not leave wet grounds sitting for long. Wash the carafe, filter basket, and lid with warm soapy water. Let parts dry instead of sealing moisture inside. Once a week, give the machine a deeper clean. For many drip machines, you can run a cleaning cycle with water and white vinegar, then run plain water cycles afterward until the smell is gone. For espresso machines or pod machines, follow the manufacturer's cleaning instructions because each system is different. Descale regularly if your water is hard. Replace filters when needed. And never let old coffee sit overnight inside the machine. Think of your coffee setup like a small temple of the morning. The cup should be clean. The water should be fresh. The beans should be alive with aroma. The machine should not carry yesterday's residue into today's body. Because health is not only about what you add, it is also about what you remove. Remove stale beans. Remove old oils. Remove hidden moisture. Remove the careless habit of assuming hot water kills everything. Your daily coffee should not come with a hidden burden. It should feel clean from the first smell to the final sip. When the bean is clean and the machine is cared for, coffee becomes lighter, smoother, and more respectful to the body. And after avoiding these 7 mistakes, one question remains: What does the perfect cup actually look like? The perfect cup of coffee does not begin with the machine. It begins with respect. Respect for your body's rhythm, respect for your stomach, respect for your sleep, respect for the small daily choices that quietly shape your health. Coffee can be powerful, but only when it has boundaries. Start with timing. Do not drink it the second you wake up. Give your body time to rise naturally. Drink water first. Step into sunlight if you can. Move a little. Let your cortisol follow its natural morning wave. Then, about 60 to 90 minutes after waking, have your first cup. This is when coffee often feels smoother. Your body is more awake, your stomach is better prepared, and caffeine can support focus instead of shocking your nervous system. Next, protect your digestion. Do not pour strong coffee into an empty stomach if you are sensitive. Eat something small first. It does not need to be a large meal. A banana, a few nuts, yogurt, eggs, oats, or whole grain toast can be enough to soften the impact. Then choose the right coffee. Use fresh, high-quality beans whenever possible. Whole beans are better if you can grind them yourself. Store them in an airtight container away from heat and moisture. If the coffee smells stale, dusty, or sour, do not force yourself to drink it just because it is there. Your body deserves better than old bitterness. Now think about preparation. Pour-over coffee is a clean, mindful method. It gives you more control over water temperature, brewing time, and flavor. Paper filters can also reduce some oily compounds in coffee, making it a gentler choice for many people. French press is richer and heavier. It keeps more natural oils in the cup, which some people enjoy, but it may not be ideal for everyone, especially those watching cholesterol or digestion. Espresso can be fine too, but remember, small does not always mean weak. A tiny cup can still carry a strong caffeine message. The method matters less than the awareness behind it. Drink coffee slowly. Do not throw it into your body while rushing out the door. Sit with it, even for 2 minutes. Smell it. Taste it. Let it become a ritual again, not just a rescue tool. Keep your additions simple. If you need sweetness, use a small amount of raw honey or cinnamon. If you need creaminess, choose unsweetened oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk, or a small splash of real milk if your body tolerates it. Avoid turning coffee into dessert. No mountain of sugar, no artificial syrups, no chemical creamers pretending to be nourishment. A healthy cup should leave you clear, not craving. Then set your limit. For many people, 1 to 3 cups per day is enough. More than that may not give better energy. It may only increase dependence, anxiety, reflux, and sleep problems. Your final cup should usually come before 2 p.m. If you are sensitive to caffeine, make noon your boundary. Protect the night. Because deep sleep is stronger medicine than any cup of coffee. Finally, pair coffee with water. A simple rule: for every cup of coffee, drink a glass of water around it. Not because coffee is evil, but because hydration helps your body handle stimulation with more balance. Coffee should not leave you dry, tense, and depleted. It should leave you awake, grounded, and clear. So tomorrow, do not quit coffee out of fear. Transform the ritual. Wake first. Hydrate first. Eat gently. Choose clean beans. Brew with care. Drink with attention. Stop before it steals your sleep. That is how coffee becomes more than caffeine. It becomes a mindful daily medicine, a warm cup of focus, a quiet ceremony of energy, a small reminder that even ordinary habits can become healing when done with wisdom. Never drink coffee carelessly again. Drink it with awareness. Drink it with timing. Drink it in a way your body will thank you for.